various functions to reshape the data as we require. Either we can increase the number of rows or increase the number of columns. It is very essential and it can give you a lot of information about the data. So let's look into the various functions we can use to reshape our data. So the first one we are going to look is pivot. So what pivot does is, this is the data set that we have, data frame that we have right now. So I can select an index and a column. It can be one column or many columns. So what it does is, so it chooses the index that we want, and we also give the column that we require. So here we are choosing the index to be item over here and the column to be C type. So these two are taken as a index and column. So with these combinations, we'll see how the values actually, in which bucket they actually come. So they actually form six combinations. Totally we have two items and we have three kinds of C type. So we actually get into six things. Okay. So what we do is, so we put them in that particular bucket. So item 0 and bronze, this combination comes over here. So we put the value over here. So for each row and column combination, we put the value in the suitable place. We don't have a combination of item 1 and bronze. So this value is null or not a number. Similarly, we don't have a combination of item 0 and silver. Okay. So this is how we work. So we these are, so d dot pivot is the function, and index is the value that we have to give as the row index, and similarly we have to choose the column. If you are not choosing the column, all the columns that exist would come, and similarly we choose the value over here. So let's look into another example. So what we are doing over here is, we are just changing the value over here. So instead of so item 0 and gold come two times, so it has redundancy or duplicate values. So if the same value comes for the same bucket more than once, it can't process. Pivot cannot process. So it is confused whether to put the value 1 or value 3 over here. So to solve this problem, we create pivot table. The only difference between pivot and pivot table is that in pivot table, you can choose the aggregation function, which can, instead of putting 1 and 3, we can take the average of both, which is 2. Okay, so we can use different functions like aggregate functions like average, sum, all these things over here. So this is pivot table. It's essentially, pivot table is generalization of pivot, which allows to aggregate multiple values. So this time when we have these things, we choose the mean of 1 and 3, which is 2. Okay. So yeah, we can also pass the aggregate function over here. The default values mean. So when we are giving a pivot table, we have to give the index. We have to choose the column. It can be single column or many columns, and we can also choose the value. Okay, so moving forward. So next one is, we will also have stack and unstack. We'll see in the coding part. And finally, it brings us to melt. Melt is the opposite of pivot. What it does is, it converts wide to long. So the more columns are converted into rows. So I can choose the ID vars. So I'm choosing first and last columns to be converted to rows. So their combination is created, and we can also choose the value that we would like to pass. So all these functions will be explained more in the coding part. So let's get into the coding part. So let's import our library. So first we look into the pivot table. So I'm pivot tables. Many of you who have worked in Excel extensively should be knowing about pivot and pivot table. Let's create a simple data frame. This is the data frame that we have. We have 3 columns: month, category, and amount, and we have 12 rows. Okay. So what I'm doing over here is, I'm giving the index to be category. So that is the index that we will be having, and columns to be months, and the value to be amount. So we would be having a data frame where category would be the row index, month would be the column labels, and amount would be the value would be amounts. So we'll create a 2D array like this. So categories, months, and we have the, for every intersection we have a particular value, right? we get that value. So yeah, this is it. So you can also sum these things. So for a particular entertainment, if you want to sum to see how much of value generated just by entertainment, grocery, these things you can sum using axis 0. So yeah, axis 1 sums in the along the columns, axis 0 sum along the rows. So this gives the value for each and every month, and this gives you the value for each and every category. Okay. So remember, when you are summing through axis 1, you sum all the columns. When you sum through axis 0, you sum all the rows. Okay, fine. So let's take a subsample of the Titanic dataset. So this is the dataset that we have. So we can create as another simple index, like this time we'll have the index as a P class. So this would be the index that we'll be having. We have one, two, three unique values. So that will be three rows, and columns we are having it as six. So we'll be having male and female. Totally we will be having a three cross two table with values given. We have 3 cross 2 table. So thing is, you can see, so it's very important that each and every combination has only one value. It should not have duplicate values. If it has duplicate values, it would be not accepted in pivot. Similarly, we can give for values for survive. So if I'm not giving the values, what it does is it creates the value for all the things that are left. So this is regarding the fare. This is regarding survive. So it creates two tables. So if I'm giving the values, it only prints for that particular thing. If I'm not giving values, prints for all the rest of the columns that are available. Okay, I hope it's clear. So this is all about pivot. So let's get into pivot table. So I'm just loading the entire Titanic dataset. Yeah, we have it. So we know that on the P class and the sixth column, we will be having some repetitions. So I'm having the index as 6 and the columns to be P class and values to be fare. So what happens is index contains duplicate entries, cannot reshape. What does mean that? So we have the same value. So for this particular, let's say for this particular table, for one and female cat values, we have more than one element iterations over there, more than one examples. So we can't solve it using pivot. So we have to go for pivot table. So what pivot table does is, so yeah, let's show an example. So this is an example where for the same P class 1 and same class X class, we have two fare values. So this is not possible for with using do pivot. So we have to go to pivot table. So what pivot table does is, it takes the aggregate. So I'll just show it to you. So it has a parameter called ag_func. So you can give mean, sum, whatever value you want. So whenever more than one value falls in that particular bucket, it takes the mean of that particular bucket. I hope this is more clear. Similarly, we can have aggregate functions like max. So for every value that falls in this particular bucket, we take the maximum value that is available. So we can also do similarly for count. How many counts is that? The one thing that we can do is, so there are totally 94 female in first class. So this is count. We also have a thing called as cross tab, which does this explicitly. You need not give the values like this thing, like fare and all. Sorry, the aggregate count and all. We can just use cross tab. It returns the count over here. Yeah, so these are some examples. Make a pivot table with the survival rate. So we have to find the survival rate based on P class and sex. So P class, we take P class as the index and sex as the column. We want the values to be survived. So we want the mean values of them to be survived. So this is it. We have created. So whatever table you want to create, give the index and columns accordingly, and the values you want, give them in the values column. If you want any other aggregation to be done, when the many values form in the same class, you can give them also. I hope this is clear to you. So let's have another question over here. Make a table of a median fare paid by a age versus sex. So we want to find the value that we want to find is fare. Okay. So we want it to be age versus sex. So we want the age to be two categories, whether it's adult or not. So I'm creating a new feature to for it. So this is the new table. So we have an underage column. So what I'm doing is I'm using that as index. So I'm going to have two index, true or false. So after that I'm having a column as six. So we'll be having a 2 cross 2 table with values as fare with the median. So we are getting a 2 cross table. So the average fare paid by male is male who are less than 18 is 10 rupee $10.5, and it's 18.76 for adult people. So far we have looked into pivot and pivot table and how to use aggregate functions and much more. Let's look into the opposite of inverse of pivot, which is melt. So what melt does is it converts a wider table to a longer table. So I've created a data frame over here. So take a new example to understand it better. So this is the data frame that we have. So we can give AD vars, ID vars. So it becomes the row, and we can also pass the value vars, which becomes the values that you want to show for that particular rows. So I'll just show you so that you have better understanding. So every value of name is given. For that, we are having the course value, val variables to be course. So for John, we are finding the course value, which is masters. Similarly for Bob and Sheila. Okay, we can have more than one value also. So now we will be having the name. So for each and every variable, we will be having a new set. So for the variable course, we have a set and we have the value over here. Similarly, for another variable age, we are going to have the value. Okay. So we are converting it from a wider to a longer range. We can have as many value vars as we want. So this is about melt. It is the alternative of inverse of pivot. So next, that finally brings us to stack and unstack. Okay, so it helps us to do hierarchical indexing. So this is the data frame that we have. So the initially it's indexed from 0 to 3, and we have labels A, B, and C, which is capital. So what I'm doing is I'm setting an index to be A and B. So I'm setting these two to be the index. So what happens is a new table is formed with 1 and 2 as index, and we have other values over here. I can unstack C. So what it does is it removes C's and it gives value to them. Yeah. So this is an example on how to do stack and unstack. So stack helps to make longer to smaller, unstack helps to shorter to wider. Thank you.